Originally, I was going to make a video to talk about the changing of the ethnicities of the protagonists in the upcoming movie 21 to better suit the mainstream market, at least what the studios think would better suit the mainstream market. But instead, I'm making a video to cover the overall mainstream issue of Hollywood. And this issue is the dumbing down of entertainment. And I think it's kind of interrelated, and you'll see what I mean. Over the past 10 years or so, most mainstream movies and television shows released by major studios have been, well, stupid. This is very likely because the masses are becoming dumber and dumber, at least in this part of the world. Why else are there so many shows that are pretty much carbon copies of each other, and fake ones generally don't last more than 2 or 3 seasons? The original show often outlasts them. And why aren't these movies that are made for the masses generally winning awards? The most prestigious awards, especially. It seems like that in the past few years anyway, the more independent artsy flicks are the ones that are getting the Oscars and the Golden Globes. I mean, of course you have movies like Titanic and Lord of the Rings. And you might even say The Departed, but The Departed is a little bit different. It is a remake of a foreign film, and we all know, at least from our point of view here, that foreign films are more intelligent. I mean, anything foreign, I think in the past few years has been seen as more intelligent by the studios. I mean, look at this year's Oscar winners for the acting awards. They were all not from North America. So seriously, big studios, my question is this. Why exactly do you make movies that are dumb? I mean, is it because the general public isn't bright enough? Or you're catering to this public? I'm assuming so, because the movies today that have been released in the past few weeks are not exactly movies that I personally would go to the theater to see. I would have to admit that I'm actually going to be embarrassed to be in a theater to see some of these movies. I mean, okay, I will go see obviously The Other Boy and Girl is something that I would gladly see in the theater. But some of these so-called comedies, I'm sorry. I'm not going. It's embarrassing. You are embarrassing, studios. And I really think it has to do with the dumbing down of society, because how many people these days actually watch PBS? Okay, you have other so-called intelligent channels like Discovery and stuff like that, but you have to have cable or satellite to get these channels. And there are many people in this part of the world who don't have that. So they're stuck watching mainstream network TV, and we all know that mainstream network TV, at least I know, I don't know about you, is not bright, and not bright at all. So, if you need to cater to the general public, does that mean that my novel, Aspirations, should it ever be made into a movie, be butchered? For example, would my wannabe debutante character be changed into a bratty, rebellious girl because she's a child of immigrants? Also, would she be changed from being an upper middle class character to poor? Because I'm sorry, but I have to admit that you media people generally see immigrants as being lower income. And this girl cannot be lower income because, well, she is a grad of a prep school, and she didn't exactly go there using financial aid. Full tuition, people. Full tuition. So, my question is this. What's wrong with you? Why do you do that? Why don't you, being the media, being the people that tends to at least somehow shape other people, the general public's perception of things, change people's perception of things by making more intelligent movies and more things that make people look brighter and more sophisticated? Why do you continue to make dumb movies and not make film? You know, things that, like I said, that would make people think. Things that, like, of course, unless you don't want things that are more artsy and you want to just make crap that sells. And it seems that way, because it seems that you believe that art is for awards and crap is for the money. Of course, you could be doing that only because you're making fun of us and we're just a little too dumb to realize it. So please, studio, please tell us why you're doing this. Thank you. Once again, I'm Cynthia.